Welcome back to the aowhodis podcast, episode 16. I'm joined here by my co-host, Table.
All right.
Hello.
And me, as an afterthought, I'm Owen.
And my other co-host, Owen. Dude, you know what I've always wanted to do is I wanted to get an inside scoop on like flat earthers.
Flat earthers.
Like, you ever listen to a flat earther talk, bro? Mm-hmm. They be convincing. Like they be like if you just only listen to them talk about it, it's not like they don't have any good points. They're just so passionate about their point that's like, shoot, maybe you're right.
Right. Shoot.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. We should get a flat earther on the pod and just talk to him. Ask him questions.
That could be our first guest, a flat earther. Dude, if you're a flat earther and you live in
on the flat earth,
on the earth, comment down below, and we will get you on the pod.
Yeah, for real.
We won't pay, and you won't also get any recognition because we don't have viewers.
You get exposure. Yeah.
To nobody because we don't have viewers, but other than those two things, it'd be perfect. This will come.
Yeah, I love seeing those videos of those flat earthers that spend tens of thousands of dollars that end up proving that the earth is round. I mean, they'll go to like the South Pole just because they don't believe it, and then they'll see the sun rotate around the earth, and they're like, how can I spin this?
Exactly, bro. Exactly.
I mean, they already have their what they believe in their mind, and then that's kind of like they're filling in. Okay, how does this evidence equate to my belief?
You're making you come to a predetermined conclusion. You're making the data align with the conclusion.
It's kind of funny to me as an outside.
Yeah. People do that in a lot of other things other than flat Earth as well.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever met one in real life?
A flat earther? Mm-hmm. No, but I'll tell you who I have met in real life, and this actually annoys me to my core. People who believe the moon landing was fake, bro. So annoying.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. You're not one of those people, are you?
No.
Good.
Flat earther, maybe. No.
Oh, okay.
I'm kidding.
All right, buddy. Dude, they annoy me to my core, bro. When they're like, oh, the shadows, they're not lining up perfectly. You see how he's bouncing? It's a harness that he's wearing.
Well, yeah, I don't get the point of, and I'm sure they have a better answer than I would, but I don't really get the point of faking it and how it's been this long and nobody has actually come forward and said that it was fake in an official body.
Yeah.
Like nobody that was actually related to the launch itself has said anything. And I feel like if the entire world was faking a moon landing, one or two people maybe would slip through the cracks, somebody.
I know, dude. I mean, also that and like I can kind of see how there's I feel like I feel like they'd be able to hide it if they if you pay people enough, they'll do anything you want, brother. Mm-hmm. But I feel like they'd be able to hide it, but I don't feel like they would have had the facilities to fake it because these people, the cameras were here and they were hundreds of feet back, and there was no CGI technology that was good enough, so they would have had to make real
scale models.
They would have had to go to the moon. I saw a TikTok of they wanted to fake the moon, and they were just like, dude, this is really hard. We might have to do it on site. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They faked the moon landing on site.
That's pretty funny. Yeah.
But they would have had to make these walls that were massive, insanely high, hundreds and hundreds of feet high to even remotely make it work. And then they have a picture of or a video of the thing landing on the moon. And to make that video work back then, you would have had to develop because there was no visual effects that were that good. You had to you would have to make practically the moon.
Right.
It would have made more sense to film it on site. You know what I mean?
Actually, kind of what Star Wars did back then. It was making it in small scale, but as a government.
But I mean,
body,
yeah, exactly.
But actually realistic,
Realistic. Well, actually, Star Wars looks pretty good for the. Well, that's not true.
Yeah, I think it is for its time. I mean, that was the best.
Bro, I don't know. You ever see I watched the first Star Wars movie, Episode 4.
Yeah.
And bro, their lightsaber battles are so bad.
What?
They just be
What are you talking about?
Have you seen
That's
Darth?
art. I enjoy Star Wars. I've seen them all.
No. I'm saying not all of Star Wars lightsaber battles, just the Episode 4 one.
Just Episode 4.
Yeah, the first one they ever made.
Let's see. So that. I haven't seen them in a long time, and that was when. Well, spoiler alert. But that was when Anakin fought Obi-Wan, right? Or was that 3?
Vader fought Obi-Wan.
Oh, Vader?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So he was already Vader at the time.
Oh, okay, so I must be thinking of 3 then. Yeah.
4 was when Obi-Wan fought Vader, and bro, the lightsaber battles were so bad. They like they just I don't know. You'd have to see it like, but it was not very good.
I wonder how they did the lightsabers, like CGI wise.
I mean, it was obviously CGI, but
right.
like I don't know. Couldn't tell you.
I like seeing those. I'm pretty recently. People have been trying to make them in real life, and it's so cool, man. I'd love to get a lightsaber,
bro.
I would love it. I'm too stupid to handle a lightsaber, but
There, you know,
if there's a training class.
I think his name's Hacksmith. There's a YouTuber Hacksmith who built like a cold room or whatever it's called, where it's like or a clean room. That's what it's called, a clean room, where it's like super. They spent like millions of dollars to make like a laboratory to build these lightsabers, and they made one where you had to attach it to a backpack and you could make it.
Yeah.
And it was like, but it didn't look great. And then they're trying to make a wireless one.
Yeah, that's awesome. I saw it. It might not have been the same guy. I think they did get it working pretty much, but it was like this long.
I think it was the same guy. Yeah. It was the same guy.
Like if you want it to look really good,
he retailed
it
those.
can be like this. Oh,
yeah.
really?
I think he sold those.
You could buy a lightsaber dagger.
Yeah, bro.
That is awesome. Oh my gosh, how much? Check Temu.
Hundreds. Hundreds and hundreds of dollars, bro.
I'm sure Temu's got lightsabers.
Let's search up lightsabers.
I don't know.
Bro, we were searching up like chains on Temu. Bro, what we want to do is we want to get like an aowhodis chain, but like I have the A and he is the O. Like a giant, but like this big. You know what I mean? That covers our entire, and then we just go walking around.
That'd be so tough. Man. I love Temu. I hate their ads though. I'll admit. I don't know if you ever get Temu ads, but
I don't use Temu. No, I won't lie to you. No.
I mean that's fair. But their ads are just so freaking aggressive. I mean, I'll be scrolling through YouTube and I'll just see bare ass like chick. I mean, it's like they're selling. I mean, obviously their first picture is lingerie, and then you scroll and it's normal stuff. But that first picture is just straight like butt. It's crazy to me, and it's crazy that it works too.
Yeah.
Ads are just getting out of hand, man. Like I don't even know if they. What do you think the future of ads is like? I mean, do you think the ads really work like those long YouTube ads? I mean, how successful really are those? I feel like, at least for me, I won't register an ad. I'll completely skip through it, you know? Like all of those YouTube ads or any ads in general, like I'm not really somebody that gets like I won't look at it and want to buy it, you know? If anything, I'll look at an ad and I'll be like, this is not a company I want to buy from in general. And
yeah, I mean, apparently they work because everybody does them. But I mean, I think so. There's, from what I understand about advertising, there's a couple of like methods to it. There's like just increasing like your brand, which is like getting your name out there. So the goal isn't to buy the product; it's to like make people recognize your brand, and so it's like brand association. And so what Google did with one of their ads was what Nike did with one of their ads was they didn't try to sell the product at all. They put people having, essentially the thesis of the ad was people having fun wearing Nike. And so you associate Nike with having fun. And then when you see Nike in the store, you go, oh, you know, those emotions come back of like nice, having fun, stuff like this. So that's one part of an ad. Another part of an ad, I
see it a lot in like movies. There'll be a very subtle kind of thing where it's just
product
brand
placement.
recognition.
Yeah. And then another way is just like buy my thing. You know what I mean? I will notice, and I try to think about this a lot of like when I start advertising someday how I'm gonna do it. And I actually, you know, Mouse, the company that sells like phone cases and stuff.
No, I haven't heard of that.
Okay, well, they're a company that sells phone cases and stuff.
Nice.
And I had one ad that was really good, and it actually kept my attention the entire time. And I think that was for a couple of reasons. A, I was their target audience. Like I like the stuff. Like I'm their target audience. I like that stuff. And then B, the hook was really good. They said, this case is breaking your iPhone 16, and here's why. And then they went to explain it. And then also the third thing, which I really noticed, which I think people undervalue, is sorry, my nose is killing me. Is the music. The music like kept me retained, bro.
Really?
Yeah, and I think this is something I'm trying to implement in our videos
Such
too.
a fine art, man. It's so hard.
Yeah, music is. I coming from somebody who's edited for a really long time, and music is the hardest part for me.
Really?
Like I still haven't figured it out yet. Like trying to like dial in like what music to use when. Like you'll see throughout our videos on the aowhodis main channel. It is just. The way I use music is very different because I haven't dialed it in yet. In our most recent video, the golfing video, I didn't even really use music at all except for like the very beginning. I think that that's actually to the detriment of the video, not to the benefit. I think music is very, very valuable, especially as a storytelling device to keep people retained. And I find that the best moments in film for me are like in like big productions are moments that have a really, really good score. Like the score is so important, and these filmmakers have dialed it in. Like,
What do you mean by score?
the music.
Oh, okay.
It's yeah. And so the listen to a movie and only listen to the score, the music, bro. The way that they like go in and out is like incredible, bro.
It's insanely impressive.
Yeah, it's something I'm super interested in, dude. Oh man, I really want to dial it in. On our channel, and I'm trying to get better and better. It's just like, how can I implement the music to make the video like better? Because okay, I'm I'm gonna keep going, but
Yeah, keep going.
because there's a couple of ways to do it. Music can really help the video and can also really hurt the retention of the video. I've noticed that in some videos there's this type of music of like the I don't even know how to describe it, just like calm, ambient, like fooling around music,
Yeah.
like when people are just sitting there.
Like lobby music.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it, and that actually really hurts the video for me versus like music like Mouse did in their ad of like they made a new phone case that like I actually kind of want to buy it. It's actually really cool. They did a really cool thing with the phone case, but which is like kind of more upbeat and matches the tone of where you're at in the thing, and so I think the biggest reason that I stayed retained in that. And that ad, I was really spending time thinking about it, was that their music. And also one more thing, and also the fact that they did a cut like every 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Like every 2 seconds they went to the next thing. I think this was really important.
And I feel like also, the smaller you make the videos, like TikTok or other social media, the more important it is to have the right music. Because if it is the wrong one,
you meaning like the length of the video?
yeah, like the smaller the length, or at least like if I see a TikTok and it's the wrong, I think it has to have the right sound in general to get viral. Like, you know, not just the right sound for the video, but also like trending, you know, things that people like, up and coming music. You know, I think that's also very important. You know,
Yeah.
obviously you're more in depth with it than I am, but I mean the video that is with the music too loud is an automatic skip for me. You know,
Really?
it's a very fine line.
Yeah, the volume is also interesting too. That's something I haven't been able to dial in either. Is like when somebody's talking, where you keep the volume, because it's different between it's different volume based on what they're saying. You know what I mean? Like if they're saying something that requires you to actually retain the information, you're gonna want to keep it lower. But if it's something like just like an offhanded quip or like them screaming or something, you can keep the volume a little bit higher. It's a fine art that I've not mastered.
It is. I feel like, man, and I bet this is probably just my personal experience, but man, I feel like there's a lot of videos out there that don't need music that have them, especially like clips that I'll see. I mean, it's just, you'll see a clip and like you have trouble hearing it, and then it's just like one of those basically like, oh no, oh no, oh no, 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 like the basic TikTok song, you know, and man, that just completely ruins a video.
Me too.
It's just these basic pop music sounds that you just hear 24/7.
There's no art to it.
There's absolutely no reason to put it in other than just like, oh, this is a trending sound, this might get views.
There's
you know?
no art to it.
It completely
It's just-
ruins the video.
Yeah.
And that frustrates me.
I know. I like Logan Paul's vlog so much is because his editor is really good. Like you'll notice he does he's just he got a new editor who's also phenomenal, but his old editor, Hayden Hillier Smith is his name. He's got his own YouTube channel. He's great. Shout out. But he is a genius when it comes to like oh man, dude, I remember he did one video where he was roasting XQC's editing. I think the video was literally called roasting XQC's editing. You know XQC, the art guy. And so he did a montage of like this is like when I first understood like the value of music. I was a couple years ago, was when he did a montage. He was doing a montage of like his art, like whatever, and he did it to like basic YouTube like royalty free retention music or whatever, and to me that was very like, it hurt my retention. And then Hayden, it'd be the exact same clip and just put other music in, and bro, it changed the complete vibe of the montage that he was doing. Like your music choice goes from could be the difference between like the montage being like a retention dip or the montage being like a 10 seconds backwards, I want to see that again, you know what I mean? It could be the exact same clips, just better music.
and you don't even notice until you see them side by side how much
Exactly.
it changes.
And so yeah, he's a genius. If you're an editor who's up and coming like myself, up and comings are strong. Up and coming to the up and coming, then you should watch him because he's great.
Yeah, definitely will. Yeah, I mean, I guess going back to the ads, I pretty much just use an ad blocker now 24/7.
I've never used an ad blocker before. I'm just too
Really?
lazy, bro.
Well, I mean,
too lazy to install
recently
it.
Google pretty much banned them.
Really?
Yeah, from what I heard, I think since, or maybe a little bit before, because they had the antitrust lawsuit in December. I mean, what is the government official? The Department of the DOJ, maybe. I think I know they're cracking justice, I think. But
Joggers.
I don't know. Whoever is in charge of handling big companies, like and making sure, Google got in pretty big trouble for having a monopoly in search engines. And to be honest, I'm not too surprised. I mean, I think they do have a monopoly. Maybe I'm wrong in saying that, but I mean, 98% of search engine, it's all Google.com. You use Google all the time, and I guess, and it's not just that, but also, I mean, they banned them from promoting their own site on their own other applications. Like they can't suggest Google on their other applications. They banned them from doing exclusive contracts. So like they can't work exclusively with Sony or Microsoft anymore. And I think that's it. There might be a little bit more, but I'm just mad they banned the ad blocker. I mean, I use them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Can you not use ad blockers at all anymore? Or is there a way to do it?
I don't believe there is on Google, or at least it's not the official download a Google plugin. They're trying to crack down on that, which is kind of annoying because, I mean, and you can go back and look this up. I mean, the FBI themselves, they suggested use an ad blocker, and there's a lot of officials, especially in Europe, they suggest using ad blockers because it's for people's safety, and it's just annoying. Well, I mean, there's a lot of scammy ads out there, and a lot of people don't recognize the scammy ads. And so a lot of people just suggest use an ad blocker so that these scammy ads can't come to you, And I totally get what they're saying. I think an ad blocker is good. Now, I think a lot of people should be knowledgeable about those scams, so they don't get hooked. But I don't know. I guess seeing from the Google's perspective, it's not, they're trying to make money as well, it's not free. So if everybody blocks ads, then how are they making revenue,
Yeah, I mean, literally, that's why YouTube's free, because they have ads. Freaking Hulu isn't free, and they still have ads, but, that's a whole nother conversation,
that's
bro.
Insane to me.
Annoys me so much. But, and Netflix is starting to roll that out, too.
Netflix, really?
Yeah, they're starting to roll it out. I think on their lowest price plan, there's ads. But, bro, Hulu, oh my goodness, to pivot real quick, Hulu ads, I was going to watch a movie, bro, and then I clicked on it, and there was just a 3-minute ad, and I just clicked off.
Yeah.
I'm like, no. It's honestly, I can't, I have the lowest plan on Hulu right now. I genuinely can't watch Hulu. Can't. Choose not to watch Hulu because the ads are just insane.
It's egregious to me.
Me too.
It was not like this when streaming services started. I think they're just taking advantage of us. I mean, they know.
Yeah.
But I feel like, I don't know, the tides might be changing, slowly, but they're changing back to owning videos because we just.
What makes you say that?
I have this experience, and I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people agree with me, where they'll go on Netflix and they oftentimes just won't find what they're looking for. Like it used to be, you'd go on Netflix and maybe Hulu, and one of those two would have your movies. But now with 10 different streaming services, what are the chances that you're really going to find your movie that you're looking for? And so I'll go on Netflix, I'll look for the movie, and it won't be there, and I'll just
cry.
Yeah, allegedly pirate it. I mean, I don't see the problem with that. I mean, streaming services are just getting out of hand. I feel like. I mean, I'm paying for a service and I'm still getting ads, and not just that, but oftentimes you won't even have what I'm looking for. Or you'll have half of the show.
I think that defeats the point of the paid membership.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you. And so I don't know, maybe slowly, but I feel like the tides are changing back to people actually owning the copy of the material.
You think?
For example, and this is very common on PS4, I've dived into this a little bit, where you'll buy a single player game, and if you don't have internet connection, it won't let you into it. and
Huh.
that alone is pretty messed up to me. I mean, it's like you truly don't own any aspect of it. And another example is Minecraft banning you for saying bad words in single player.
Interesting. Yeah,
And it's
that was a big
do you not own
controversy.
the game at all? I mean, they screw the customer. Like I feel disrespected almost from these companies like taking advantage of me all the time, and it's just frustrating, man. And that's why I feel like people are trying to go back to actually owning materials, is because they feel like they have some sense of actually like being a power. Like, you bought this thing, you should own it. That's how I think about it.
That's interesting. I always go back to like the companies that put the individual first. I haven't really seen that work other than maybe Epic Games.
I
When
think
they did
Steam does a
Fortnite.
good job at it.
Steam does a good job.
Or like Valve in general.
Okay.
I mean, I think the reason they've been able to stay this long is A, because of CS:GO gambling money, and B, because they, other than that, I mean, they actually pretty much care about their users. They're building it for the user, and that's what I respect. I mean, Gabe Newell is good about that. You can email him, and a lot of times he'll actually answer back. And that's a big thing for me. It's like you're actually, you think about us, you care about us. You're making these changes for the user, not to make more money.
Yeah. The problem is it's scary because like all like I don't know. I feel like it's all relative. Like YouTube could just become paid, and people would probably just pay for it. I feel like. You
Yeah,
know what I
and the
mean?
thing is, it will work, right?
Yeah,
Like, they
which
will
is-
make money
you
from
know
it.
what I
That's the
mean?
frustrating part.
Like, and so why wouldn't they do? Like, I was thinking about this the other day. In a way, YouTube's actually holding back a little bit because they could go like if YouTube did like minute-long ads, people would probably like. There's no competitor to YouTube right now. They would probably just like. People would probably just accept it. You know what I mean? And I mean they have to do it like gradually. Like you'll notice you'll often get two 15-second unskippables. A couple years ago, like 5 or 6, there was 30-second ads.
Yeah, now it's
But
2:15.
Now it's two 15-second unskippables. It's a psychological thing, which it works. You know, what I mean?
Right.
Like it's still like.
They
And
stop
so
people's attention spans getting
I
smaller.
think what's gonna happen is they're gonna increase they increased 5-second ads to 6-second ads. You know what I mean?
Really?
Which is actually pretty like you'll see it used to be 5 seconds, now it's 6 seconds.
never noticed that.
And so that's actually a pretty significant jump. And so sometimes I even see a 7-second. And so I think they're gonna keep slowly increasing it over time. And it just makes it like it makes everybody more money, and there's no competitor for YouTube right now, so they have no reason to do anything other than that. And so from a bit like
Yeah.
it's
I wonder if they mentioned that in the Google lawsuit, because I know Google is their main source of revenue, and then YouTube's number 2 for them. I mean, by far.
Oh,
by
yeah,
super
yeah.
far. And so I wouldn't be surprised if they lumped Google and YouTube in as
I
something.
mean Google owns
similar,
YouTube,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, actually, if I remember correctly, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that Google was forced to actually divest YouTube as a company. So I believe, and I guess I remembered this like as we were talking, but I believe they forced YouTube to become their own thing, which I'm not too surprised about, and that because they really don't want them having a full monopoly on these things.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they kept increasing the ads, but even if it makes them more money, man, at what costs? I mean, you're screwing the users for more money.
Yeah, then it gets them down to like how do you want to like live life, you know what I mean? Like is it like you just want to increase your bottom line, or do you want to like help the end user, or a combination of both? I don't think that it is truly all just bottom line. Like I think it is a little bit of helping the end user, like a little bit. But I do think that these companies do have their main objective is to make more money. And so however you can do that while keeping the public not mad at you, they do that.
Yeah, and as much as I praise, talking in a more general sense, as much as I praise, capitalism, I think this is sort of end line something that starts to happen, as it goes on a long time, and especially as a company starts to become public, their goals shift from, what you're talking about. I mean, profit, yeah, and the user, but to literally, we can't think about this far in the future. I mean, we need to show profit on this quarter, you know what I mean? And that's what the stakeholders are looking for as soon as you go public. You need to be increasing profits every quarter, and that's why kind of this stuff is happening, is because they need to increase the profits per quarter, and that's sort of a flaw in my eyes of capitalism. Is because that's your main goal now. It's not making your company last for as long as possible. It's not how do you make this the best thing for your user. It's how do we make the most money in this quarter so that we show profit on the sheet for the stakeholders.
Yeah, literally.
And that's, I don't know, that's a flaw, man. I mean,
That's
if that's their incentive, then
yeah.
of course this is all happening.
I'd agree with you on that one. I don't think capitalism is perfect, but I still am a proponent for it.
Me too. I mean, I think it's one of the best systems we've got right now. But end game, this kind of stuff
Avengers
starts to show. Avengers Endgame.
I'm sorry, continue.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, end game. This is the kind of stuff that starts to show.
Yeah.
And also like people hoarding money. I mean, it's the incentive of being able to get that much is what pushed our innovation as America so far.
Yeah.
But if they're not going to spend the money, then although it helped us with innovation, now we have a completely unequal wages, or not wages, but what's the word? Wealth distribution, I think it's called. That just makes it completely unequal. Like, I mean, think of anywhere in Europe, like France, for example. You can't get to that rich of a billionaire. I mean, you can, but you're getting taxed hella, and people don't feel as incentivized, and I don't think it brings as much innovation as a country because they don't have as much of an incentivization, But the wealth distribution is more equal. I think people's day-to-day lives are more I don't know, calmer, I guess. I guess that's the way to put it. It's not radical changes just for the profit. And of course it still happens, but I guess that's what happens.
It gets into like the conversation of like happiness or innovation, or try to like coexist with the two, you know what I mean? Because the way that America's structured has created innovation on like another scale, you know what I mean? Like Apple it's Apple in America, in like versus everybody else when it comes to the phone company, like literally, like that's like literally. And
right.
So
they're moving to America now.
Who?
Apple. They're moving because I believe because of tariffs on foreign countries. They're moving a couple of, how many is it? I mean, they're moving their big factory from China to America. I know that.
Oh yeah, ever since yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see like, a lot of companies are doing that, and I think that's part of his goal with these tariffs. Is he wants to be American-made stuff.
Yeah.
And I get it.
Me too. Sort of.
Yeah.
It does scare me though, the implementation of those tariffs do scare me, because I was doing some research on it, and apparently they're projected to make like 150 to 200 billion for the country, and then over a long enough time horizon they can make like 1.5 to 2 trillion for the country over like years and years and years and years and years, which is on paper great, but there's been a lot of speculation in the field that the difference will just be paid by the end consumer. Like we'll end up paying the difference. You know what I mean? And I mean, when you play it out long enough, like I can agree with that sentiment, where it's just like I do feel like we will be paying the difference, and in a way, maybe they. Well, actually, I won't get into that, but I won't get into that. But yeah, so I think that's very interesting on the tariffs front.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly think that's a real possibility. That's often what ends up happening when they try to make these changes. Is it just ends up screwing over us, as the end user. Yeah, I mean, I guess what I hear is these are sort of not just tariffs. I don't agree with all the tariffs, but a couple of them are retaliatory tariffs as well. I mean, like for example, a lot of countries have been tariffing us for years and years, and we've been paying them. Like for example, India, like there's a 200% tariff on if you want to import an American car to India, it's a 200% increase. And that's insane to me. But I kind of agree with you. Like there's these things it can get scary, and these countries aren't all.
I mean, it started a trade war. Like there's going to be retaliation.
I mean, take Canada. They've already there's videos of them taking down all the Jack Daniels from the stocks. Like they won't send. I think Canada is the biggest buyer of American alcohol, if I remember correctly, and they are full boycotting it. They will not buy any alcohol from America anymore.
Interesting.
They're taking down the Jack Daniels. They're not sending any over. And that's a little scary.
That's scary to me too, bro. As somebody who doesn't drink, bro, that's scary. No, I'm
Right,
kidding.
and from a country that has like a like 1.2% tariff on average, that's 25% is pretty crazy
It's
to me.
insane. It isn't just crazy. It's like out of this world. Insane.
And so I think there's a lot more going on behind the scenes that
Me too.
that we don't know, but
too.
it's scary to think about.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just trying not to. I'm very adverse to an increase in confrontation, because I think that I don't know. I think it's very easy. Wow. How do I say this? I think that war is not a good option under any circumstances, and an increase in confrontation just increases the likelihood that war occurs. And I don't know, bro. I like peacetime.
Yeah.
Like seriously. And so that's the scariest thing to me is like if you take this to the actual extreme, like it's just more war, and it just ends up in fighting. You know what I mean? Like this is. That's the scariest thing, at least for me.
Dude, you want to? This is a little bit different, but do you want to hear a crazy stat
What?
that recently happened? Did you know that Nvidia, like the graphics card company, their market cap is bigger than Canada? Can you believe that? Can you believe that? That is insane.
Oh, that's gotta be, bro.
Insane, man.
That's gotta be a hit to the heart, bro. One company is bigger
company.
than the entire. That's crazy.
Nvidia's killing it though.
Nvidia passed Apple a while ago, bro.
Did you hear about their new 5090?
Tell me about it.
I mean, yeah, I only did a little bit of research into this, but from what I heard is they're saying that the 5070, sorry, not the 5090, the 5070
Get this guy.
is similar processing power to the 4090, which is a crazy claim to make because the 4090 is a couple thousand, and they're selling the 5070 for about 600.
I did see like $599 or whatever it was.
And from what I heard, their claim was, in a general sense, misleading. So, and I guess I can go into it a little bit.
Hit me.
So what these graphics cards do to get such high graphics on your computer is like take Cyberpunk for example, the video game Cyberpunk. So if you were to put a 40, let's just say like the 5070, right, the one that we were talking about, if you were to do it complete raw graphics calculations, like just trying to calculate the game and the rays that are coming in, it would get about 4 FPS, which is not great. And
Less than ideal.
Right, and so what they have been working on, and I think they do a great job doing this. By the way, it's what's called DLSS, and I don't know the exact acronym. You could look it up if you
I was
want.
about to ask that
But
question.
essentially, what DLSS is take a 60 frames a second, or not 60 frames a second. Take a 1080p resolution game. What they do is they downscale it to about 480p, and they rescale it back using AI. So the AI will kind of determine, it'll make these imaginary frames in between the real frames. So if you get 4 frames a second and it turns to 8, that means each frame in between the real ones is completely AI generated.
Oh,
And so
wow.
that's how they're able to increase the frame rate through the graphics card, is because they're using AI. And so what the new graphics card is they're essentially doing this 4 times over. So from 4 FPS, you can get up to about 80 FPS from 4 different AI generating renditions. And so I think they're doing a great job doing that. I mean, DLSS, they do a good job. I mean, to be able to make a smooth running game on 80 FPS, coming from 4, I think that's great.
Yeah.
But I don't think that you can call it similar computing power than the 4090. I think that's very misleading. I mean, DLSS isn't the same thing as raw calculations, and so it's not similar power.
Sure,
like what
sure,
they're claiming.
but it's a similar end result.
I guess. I mean, that's what they say, but there's a lot of problems that come with that. There's bad latency.
Oh, sure,
I think
sure.
Nvidia's leading on. I mean, they did a really good job coming from the 4070 to 5070 with latency. I mean, they cut it to, I think it's like 6 milliseconds now, which is insane.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wow.
0.006 of a second is all the delay that it has in the calculations. But I mean, there's problems that come with that, and so I guess it's hard for them to make that claim. That I don't even know how we got into NVIDIA, but
No, bro, I love it.
yeah.
DLSS, deep learning super sampling.
Is that what it is?
That's
Awesome.
what this quick Google search says. I don't know if it's even.
I didn't know what SS
technology that
meant.
uses AI to improve image quality and performance. Exactly what you were saying.
Yeah.
That's so cool, bro. I love when they could just do like little workarounds like that.
It's amazing,
bro.
man.
I love things like that.
It's
Like the
amazing.
human brain just be thinking about things like that.
And you were talking last month about or last podcast about AI getting too far.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Well, yeah, dude. I mean, I don't think. Yeah, I mean that's not AI getting too far, but freaking it does scare me.
It's
We
fair.
talked about it in
There
the
is
last
gonna hit a
podcast.
point, you know.
Yeah, the singularity.
Mhm.
Uh-oh.
I mean,
GG.
yeah. Did you hear Claude released a new one? Claude, I think it's called 3.7 Sonnet. It's their first. Oh, there's a certain term for it, but essentially an AI that it'll stop and think about the answer before it actually answers. So
Like
what?
deep learning or something.
Something like that. So like normal AIs, they're not thinking, they're predicting. So they get their first word and they're predicting what the best next word will come next. You know, it's not like they're actually thinking. And so I don't honestly know how they did it, but they started to get an AI that actually stopped and thinked, man. And it's really good. I've been using it. They did it for coding. A lot of people say that it helps a lot with coding, and it's been doing pretty good, man. I don't know how to code for jack shit, you know, like I can't code, but I can make full programs with this AI, and that's what I've been working
But
on.
I can tell the AI to code.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I tell it what to do, and it does it, and then I say, no, it doesn't really. This doesn't look great. Or you can highlight a piece of code and be like, this is wrong, you know, and it'll
Oh,
go back
sure,
and fix
yeah.
it. And it's
ChatGPT
amazing,
does
man.
something. What's the how long does it take for it to spit out a piece of code then?
It depends on how complicated the code is,
Sure.
but for me, it's about 2 to 6 seconds. That's all it takes.
Oh, even with the deep learning thing?
Yeah, yeah.
Really?
I mean, the deep learning, OpenAI. I've seen some. I have a friend who does. You know, he's like a hardcore coder, like actual complicated.
Can actually do it.
Right, like can actually code.
Yeah.
You know, and he's had times where it's had to think for a good like 3.5 seconds or 3.5 minutes. Sorry, like 3.5 full minutes of thinking. But that was OpenAI's.
Yeah.
I think Claude does what it does faster and better, in my opinion.
I got you. Yeah, you're a big Claude proponent. I tried Claude. I don't know, bro. I might be a ChatGPT guy.
I don't know, man. For how much potential OpenAI's had, they have not wowed me at all.
You don't think?
No, I mean, they've been the front runner for a couple of years. I mean, maybe not the past couple of months, but in AI in general, I think GPT and OpenAI has been pretty big, and everybody's caught up and then some. You know, like they're not leading the
They're not
pack
innovating
in general
anymore.
No, I don't think so. There's AIs that are smarter now. There's AIs that are faster. I don't know if they're all in one package like AI or like OpenAI does. You know, like ChatGPT, but people are advancing in AI almost faster than OpenAI is, and with all of their funding, man, I think they can do more.
Do you think that's still their goal to advance, or do you think that it's more of a help the end user kind of situation, like kind of what you were saying, like these people have it like separated, but OpenAI has condensed it into one package. So do you think OpenAI is trying to
They might have changed,
make it
but
more simple for them?
when I joined OpenAI, I remember their mission was to lead through, like to lead
correct,
the
yeah,
pack, you know,
correct.
and not just lead the pack, but to be fully open and transparent on how they're doing and everything. They've done a pretty good job in the second half, but I don't know, unless they've changed their main goal,
Their mission
they're
statement.
not wowing me in general. You can get free AIs that are better than that. I don't know, that's just how I think about it.
I gotcha. That's interesting. And you think Claude is better like that?
I'm a big fan of Claude, so I'm sure I'm biased, you know. But I really do like Claude. It's same price as OpenAI.
Yeah,
$20 a month.
$20 a month, yeah. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I guess I'm just used to ChatGPT, so I still
I think a
pay
lot of
for it.
people are like that.
Yeah.
But
It does everything I need it to do, honestly.
it's just overconfident, man.
That is the one
That's-
thing that's
that's
annoying.
so scary,
Claude
man.
isn't overconfident.
No. I mean, it'll mention kind of if it doesn't fully understand it. It'll also
really?
ask you questions if you'd like it to, you know.
That's nice of it.
I mean, ChatGPT will just fully make up something, you
It's
know.
true. It's true.
I mean, I think I said this example, but I don't know, I was asking like, hey, do you remember the Vine where somebody said like road work ahead? And it was like, yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that. And then I was like, hey, do you remember the Vine where that guy was talking about getting a waffle? And it was like, yeah, I remember that. And I was like, do you remember the Vine where that dad drove off a cliff with his kid and they're laughing and he's just like, yeah, I remember that. I'm like, bro, that's not a Vine. Like, you just completely fabricated that out of thin air. Mm-hmm. And it explained like the history of the Vine and
really,
like, and it was talking about the user stuff, and all of it was fake.
Do you think it just thought you were talking about something else?
No. I mean, I'm highly confident because I got mad at it. I was having a conversation and I was just like, do you actually believe this to be the case? Mm-hmm. And it was just apologizing the rest of the time, you know, like, oh, I'm sorry, I made that up, you know.
Please forgive me.
It's like, what does your apology even mean, bro? Man,
that's interesting.
I could rant about that. I love that.
Yeah. You talked about it on the previous podcast. That is scary to me, especially when I don't use it for school assignments, because I would never do that. That's a violation of academic integrity. But if I were to use it for school assignments, that would be very scary for me. Mm-hmm. Like, just be saying wrong things. Usually a workaround... Well, I have a workaround, but I don't use ChatGPT for academics, so I can't say it.
Well, the workaround is to actually read it and fact check it. I think that's what it is.
No. That's not a workaround, bro. That's just doing the work.
That's actually valid. That's a work through.
It's a work through.
That's fair.
Bro, I got a story.
What's up?
I'm just gonna pivot a little bit. So I was walking, bro, at college, as you do, mm-hmm. and I was walking past this individual. And, we make eye contact, and he goes, Alexander, hey. Yeah. And I'm like, what's up, bro? And we dap up, and this guy's talking to me about, and, we're just talking. And he's like, he knows me and stuff, and I'm sitting here like, I have never met this man before in my life, bro. Because sometimes you'll come in contact with people that's like, I know you, just where do I know you? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But with this guy, bro, I had never seen him before in my life. Oh my goodness. And we had like a 30-minute conversation. And I was like trying to decipher, like, who is this guy? Who is this person, bro? And he's like, we're done talking, we dap up, he dips, and he's like, you coming on Sunday? I'm like, I'm coming on Sunday. And I'm like, I have no idea what is on Sunday, bro. What is on Sunday? Oh my gosh. I can guarantee you I did not come to the thing on Sunday, bro.
That is hilarious, man.
I didn't, like, I was trying to, like, decipher, like, where this guy, what, like, and we got on, like, we were talking about, like, the S&P 500 and crypto and stuff, bro. And I was like, this is not helping me decipher who this person is. And I left that conversation not even knowing his name. And he called me by my name probably like 3 or 4 times.
That's messed up.
Like, how does that happen, bro?
I don't know. I love the ability of human man to just have a full conversation with somebody and not know their name. Yeah. But know them for years.
Bro. What's up, bro? I called him bro a lot.
Hey, sport.
Yes. But bro, that's scary.
Yeah.
Like, has that ever happened to you? Where you just like, who are you?
Yeah. I think I can't think of anything immediately, so maybe it hasn't happened. But
I don't know, bro. It's
scary. I mean, it must not have been a class because he said Sunday. There's no classes on Sunday.
No, it wasn't. I wouldn't have met him at a class thing. Because I at the time I had like 3 things on Sunday going on. I'm like,
Yeah.
I didn't see him at any of them.
I just don't think I'm as popular as you. I don't know if that many people know my name without ever meeting them before.
Well, no, I've met him before. And I know we had a conversation because he brought up like our previous conversation. Like he was like, you were talking about this the other day. I'm like, yeah.
Bruh.
Talk about what? Like it was weird. It was really weird.
Dang, he's gonna feel bad next time he sees you.
Yeah, well, I was vague enough that I don't think.
If you're watching this, man, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I apologize.
I actually don't know his real name. He calls himself Batman.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he somehow got his student ID to say Batman on it.
What?
Yeah, so I guess you know who you are now, but I doubt he's not watching.
He's Batman?
Bro, I call him Bat. Like, he doesn't know, like, at the time, obviously, I didn't know his name, but I talked to him later. Batman, bro. He's got his student ID literally to say Batman.
That's pretty cool.
That's the coolest thing. And he was flexing that, like, no, like, he literally, like, oh, man, bro.
Man, if I was Batman, I'd keep it quiet, though. I wouldn't be flexing it all over town.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, Batman, you don't hear him flex. Well, you do, actually. You hear him saying he's Batman all the time.
Yeah, I'm vengeance.
That's literally
that's his catchphrase.
That's like his catchphrase. I'm Batman.
I am Batman. So maybe he is Batman, bro.
Does that hurt?
Maybe he is Batman.
Yeah, I mean, your college is a lot like Gotham City, so.
What do you mean? What you mean?
Bro, next to that train track, bro, is sketchy, or that, whatever it's called.
Light rail?
Is that what you guys call it? Yeah, something like that.
That's not what we call it. That's what everybody calls it. It's a light rail.
Is it a bus or a train?
A little bit of both. No, it's a train. It's a train with a little wire on the top. Not sure why.
Okay.
Couldn't tell you. But
okay. Well, the wire, it's like attached to the wire and then it pulls it, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I
guess that's why.
Yeah.
Mhm. But yeah.
I want to go on one of those like bullet trains.
Me
in-
too,
in
bro. Like the
Japan or
magnetic ones that
something.
like don't
Yeah.
touch the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Bro.
I saw one of those. They did a top speed test and it hit like 400 kilometers.
400 kilometers. I thought it was like 700 mph.
mph? Holy
Miles per
crap.
hour, bro.
Man, you might be right.
Which,
man.
like,
I won't look it up, but that's
I mean,
crazy. 700.
we don't know, but yeah, bro. It's cool.
Bullet train. I
wanna
wonder
hop
what it
in.
feels like being in it, man.
I watched a Tom Simons video, or not Tom Simons. That's a Tommy in it. What's his name? Tom Scott or whatever.
I've never heard of him before.
I gotta look this up, bro.
Look at you.
This is important.
What kind of is he? A
He
YouTuber?
does. Yeah, he's a YouTuber who like is retired now, but he does like a bunch of Tom Scott vape. Oh, what do you know? It's him.
Vape.
Tom Scott. That's his name. He's great. I love him. He's super smart. He's great.
Okay.
W Tom.
Tom Scott, but did he do something about trains or something?
Yeah. And then the train went by him at light speed,
Yeah.
700 miles per hour, which is almost the speed of sound, by the way. It might not be
700.
700 miles per hour. It could be like 120 miles per hour, but like, it was fast.
320 kilometers an hour. That's crazy.
How many
I said
miles is that?
400. Oh wait, this one's saying 600 now.
Miles?
But that's also a picture on a YouTube video, so this could be clickbait.
Ooh, yeah, it's probably cool. Wait, is it red?
Is it red? No, it's from.
Tom Scott bullet train.
I'm thinking of a different one. I saw one like a week ago.
Oh, yeah, you're thinking of a different
I
one.
might be thinking of.
Yeah, I rode the world's fastest train, 500 kilometers an hour.
Wow, 500.
How many miles is 500 kilometers?
Oh, okay, so the record is 600, but
310 miles per hour. Bro. Oh, my fault. Join me in prayer, said one guy. Bro, I didn't know kilometers were faster than miles.
yeah, like 100 kilometers an hour is what 70 miles or 60 miles.
I
per
didn't know
hour.
that. Wow, 60.
Yeah,
I thought it was the opposite.
really.
Man, I am uneducated, bro.
Yeah, well, cause yeah, I guess I knew it from like watching those old top speed like YouTube videos of cars themselves, cause for a while until I think it was Bugatti first, or at least they made one that could consistently do it. For a while, it was kind of the arms race to get to 300 kilometers an hour. You know, like that was the big number that every car was going for, which is like. Maybe I'm wrong. It's like 180 something miles an hour.
That sounds right. See,
No, it
2/3
might,
of
no, it might be
300?
faster than that.
well, 2/3 of 300 is 200.
Wow. It's 186. Okay. What did I? Something like that.
You said I'm 180, so you're closer than me.
Yeah. So 186 miles per hour. I've seen them past 200 miles an hour, so they're way past 300 now. But man, that's crazy. I wanna ride in a Bugatti, man.
Bro.
I used to not be a big fan, but they're freaking fast.
Yeah.
They're so fast.
I don't like
man.
the way they look.
I wasn't a fan until I got into cars and I realized that it's not how they look, it's what they do.
Yeah,
You
really?
know? Mhm.
I don't know. I just kind of like how they
Man.
look. I'm not a big car guy, bro.
Really?
Like,
Tesla.
well, they're not cars, bro. They are innovation in personified form. They're not just cars. They're a way of life.
How do you feel about the Cybertruck? I don't think I ever asked
I
you.
love the Cybertruck, dude.
Yeah?
I love it. Love it. Love it.
Interesting.
Yeah, did you see the Whistling and Diesel video or whatever his
Yeah,
name is?
I saw the first one.
Of the winch just like
Yeah.
falling off. Beyond that minor constraint,
Beyond the normal things that truck
beyond
can
the
do.
normal things that trucks can do, bro, it is great, bro. It goes super fast. It looks I personally
Quick,
love
right?
the look of Cybertrucks.
Interesting.
Do you?
It's like a visual glitch, man. It's
No,
like,
it's a visual implementation.
it's like I have a crappy GPU and it's really far away and it hasn't rendered yet, you know? It's just a geometric shape.
No,
you know?
bro. Like the Fortnite maps.
Yeah.
Whenever. No,
Exactly
no,
like
no,
that.
no. Dude, it's aerodynamic. What you laughing about?
Every car is aerodynamic.
So I'm still right.
Yeah.
Dude,
I guess that's fair.
It's amazing. Because it's electric, bro. It goes really fast. I would totally get a Cybertruck.
I know it goes quick. I don't know how fast it ends up going. What's the top speed on it?
Oh, I don't know if it goes fast either. I was talking about like acceleration.
Oh, yeah. It gets quick, yeah.
Yeah, that's all I care about, dude. Acceleration. I don't
Really?
care about top speed at all. Because you're not going 200 miles per hour on a highway, but you're speeding up to the speed limit and no further.
Right. Yeah, facts. The speed limit. That's why they call it a limit, right?
Because you can't go above it, or it is.
Speed suggestion. It'd be cool to like on the autobahn. I've always wanted to just hit top speed in my car.
Is that the road with no speed limit? I was about to say that, bro. The one in Germany.
Yeah, Cybertruck, Tesla,
Bro.
and Autobahn.
My dream car is a Tesla Model S Plaid Matte Black.
Really?
Yep.
That's a nice one. No Roadster?
No.
They're making a new one, you heard? I mean,
Are they?
Well, I heard it used to be called the 2024 Roadster, but it might be the 2025
That
Roadster.
doesn't. Something there's
Sure.
not adding up. Well, Elon has a bad habit of like saying things that just will not happen.
He's
like
ambitious,
He
I'll
said,
admit.
yeah, he said the Cybertruck when he first announced the Cybertruck, which was a lot of years ago. He said it would start at like 30K,
Really?
and his thing's starting at like 90K.
Yeah, but inflation, man. Back
Yeah,
then.
what can I do, bro?
Yeah, it's like 100K nowadays.
It's true.
Nah,
It's true,
not really.
bro.
But I don't know, that'd be cool. I think I'd rather go on a track than go for top speed.
Really?
The track sounds more fun to me.
I don't know, dude. I want to take. I know that Teslas are severely underbraked.
Under brake?
Braked.
What is-
Like
what do you
when
mean?
you're going top speed, it'll take a while to brake.
Really?
Yeah, like very.
It's like a
It's actually a
simulations.
significant issue, and so like if you like take a Plaid and put it, the Tesla Model S Plaid, and then put it in like a launch control, like that thing will not break. Like you gotta like it will keep going
Yeah.
until like it just runs out of momentum.
That's scary, man. It's definitely
Yeah.
not a track car.
No.
yeah,
No.
I mean-
I want to take it on like a big blacktop and just see what happens. You know what I'm saying?
Or maybe we'll be wealthy enough we can rent out an airport or something. Like not the big one here, but
Who's
maybe-
wealthy enough to rent out an airport, like a whole airport?
Well,
They did it
there's
for
a-
one
there's a-
Marvel
There's a
movie.
lot of airports out there that you just never think about. I mean, I mean, other than the big terminal airports with Delta, American Airlines, all this stuff. I'm talking about airports where it's maybe just one track,
Oh.
and it's these planes where it's
I've
just
wanted
normal
to do
people
that as
flying,
well.
non-commercial.
I've wanted to do that as well, and you just go.
There's a lot of tracks that aren't big enough for commercial planes.
Mm-hmm.
That'd probably be more affordable.
I don't think afford. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but if I were to do that, I'd just drift around, man.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know, bro.
I mean, top speed, I'd hit it like once or twice, but it's kind of just sitting there like.
Dude,
foot on the
I would
pedal,
I would just be driving, bro. I would just be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But a track, man, it's actually like you're doing all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You're drifting, you're braking, your gas is so immersive.
I know, but I would rather immerse myself behind a Tesla seat and just go. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
you can't really see a Tesla on a track.
They do have track mode for the Plaid and stuff. It's not very fast though.
Mm-hmm.
I'll admit. I mean, they even like the average Porsche like GT, it just gets gapped on the track. It can't handle
it's not
it.
for a track.
It's quick.
It's not meant for a
It's
track.
really quick, but in one lap, it's gonna get destroyed.
Yeah. I mean,
even my car, I think, could beat it.
I like Teslas because you can like literally position yourself anywhere you want on the road. You know what I mean? Like you can just wherever you want to be, you can move there. And then I really like the regenerative braking.
Yeah,
I
it's
really
really
like that. I took a while for me to grow into it, but I matured and I got there.
Me too. It felt so weird driving Tesla and doing it the first time. I had to turn it like really low the first time. It was
Bro,
just weird.
when a family member of mine bought a Tesla, and they a while ago, which is why I know I don't have a Tesla.
Neither.
Which is why I know.
Obviously.
Which is why I know.
You guys know
how to
what my
do it.
car is.
Yeah, you know your car if you watch the videos, and my car you don't know, and you probably never, hopefully never will. But the Tesla, I got the privilege to drive it off the lot. He
Oh,
was
really?
like, "I'll let you drive it off the
Yes,
lot." I'm
sir.
like, "Bet." The first thing I do is hit a curb on the way out, bro. Swear on my life. Swear on my life, it's the first. I'm not even kidding. Like, so there's a curb, like obviously because you're turning, and then I just go, and I'm like, "Shoot, bro, this is not good."
That's actually really fun.
Yeah, bro, it's the first thing I do. Literally because like there's like because it was here and like the exit was here. It was literally like 20 feet of driving before I hit a curb, bro.
Oh yeah.
And then I like
blame auto drive.
No, we didn't even have auto. They didn't
Oh
even have auto drive.
I have a family member that has one as well, and he recently.
It's expensive, dude.
Yeah,
Well,
it's like
'cause
12 grand or something.
Tesla keeps giving it for free. They've done it twice now.
Really?
And so every time they do it for free, I always go up to see the family member who has the Tesla, and they're like, "Let's go."
Yeah.
Yeah, they've done it twice for free for like a month.
So they'll give you like a free trial.
Free trial, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Wow.
bro. They did it, and dude, it's so cool. The self-driving is amazing. Yeah, that's another thing about Teslas that I really like.
Yeah, I don't trust it yet, but I'll get
Oh
used
no
to
no
it.
no! It's yeah, me neither.
Oh, yeah.
Like you gotta watch it.
Mm-hmm. I don't even like my car has sort of an auto drive where it'll like stay in the lane for me, and I don't even trust cruise control, man. I don't
You don't
enjoy
trust
it.
cruise control? What do you mean you don't trust cruise control?
I enjoy being in control of the car, and I like having my foot near one of them, and so
Oh, yeah.
it's like if something were to happen, it's an extra quarter of a second where I'm moving
Sure.
to register
That's
it.
that's fair.
Mhm.
That's
And
very fair.
it's I guess I'm just not fully used to it, but I don't like getting close to cars and staying at the same speed. You know, I'll keep my distance from a car, or if I need to go up, I'll keep my
That's not true, bro.
yeah. Well, I'll keep my distance. Not the cruise control is different. You
Okay,
know?
all right,
Like
wait.
I'll be in control of the car. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I never use it. Even on long drives, I'll drive like 3.5
Really?
to you, and I still won't use it.
I use cruise control on long drives.
Really?
I use it when the roads are pretty empty, though. I don't use it when there's
That's
full of
fair.
cars.
That's fair.
Let us know in the comments below whether you use cruise control or not.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm thinking we call it here.
Yeah, I was about to
Seems
say
like
that.
a good time.
Mhm.
Thank
That's
you
all
guys for watching episode whatever it is, 16 or something.
16.
Bro, I'm so excited to get back into uploading. We haven't uploaded anything in like
right.
a month or something, some change. It's not because we're quitting. It's because we scheduled problematically. But we're back. Almost, not quite. We got like another week because I haven't touched editing at all because I can't while I'm here because I don't have the computer to edit with. But so I have to wait until I get back to college. But yeah, it's gonna be great. Make sure to like and subscribe. I hope you all stay safe and stay healthy.
Don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs.
Nope.
It just keeps getting bigger and bigger. It's gonna be like a whole 10-minute like every time we end it.
Right.
Anyway, stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Bye. Yes, sir. I like that one.
That was a good one.
Mm-hmm. I agree. My grogginess kind of went away like halfway through.
Me too, bro.
Started getting happy to talk about stuff. We both went on tangents.
Yeah, I think we both talked about stuff we liked. I
Yeah.
talked about the film
Oh,
stuff at
God.
the beginning, and you talked
got
about
the
everything else.
computer.
Yeah.
Like NVIDIA stuff, AI stuff.
I gotta get better at asking you questions about it. That's something I was really struggling with. But I think that was all in all pretty good.